Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is
Party Collector. What's up, everybody?
And we're finally starting off the year with our movies, or my picks anyway, and I picked The Pest.
Le Pest.
John Leguizamo, 1997. It's a comedy. I wanted to do more comedies, and I wanted to give kind of like a backstory on why I wanted to do this movie in particular. So you've seen The Pest before, though, right?
Yes, it was actually one of the first movies I ever owned on DVD.
I don't know. I remember having this movie and I remember watching it on repeat, but I don't remember when I first saw it. I don't know if my dad took us to theaters to see it or it was just at Blockbuster one day and he rented it and I was like, I love that. I love that movie.
I think the first time I saw it was on like Showtime or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, my dad had the illegal satellites and we got all the fucking movie channels and pay-per-views and shit, and I think that's where I saw it for like the first time. And then I was at Walmart and that was like when DVDs weren't like real new, but like they weren't old enough for ever all of them to be cheap.
Yeah.
And I remember this one was like $5 and I was like, holy shit, I was like, a DVD for $5, and it was The Pest.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I've seen that movie, it's funny. I was like 12.
Yeah.
Like,
we were young. I was like 11 when this came out. So
yeah, I mean, I think it had been out a few years because I bought that bitch on DVD in probably 2001, 2002.
Mine had to be a VHS because I didn't get a DVD player until later, and I didn't really even have any DVDs for it. I had like one DVD.
My first DVD player was my PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And I had 3 DVDs, dude. I had Scary Movie, I had the first Harry Potter, and
it's back when they were expensive as fuck too.
Yes.
That's why we didn't have a lot.
That's what I like. I know it was like a movie I loved because that was the only way I got them. Because Scary Movie and Harry Potter were gifts,
right?
I think the last one I bought, I think it was like might have been Last Man Standing. Actually, my dad gave that to me too.
I believe it. So I watched this as a kid. I watched it a lot, and I loved this movie, especially because it was my demographic, basically. Like, I think you can be too young for this movie and you could be too old for this movie. I think this really is for like the 13-year-old crowd.
Oh, I have definitely is not aged well at all. Right.
So what I wanted to say is I don't like cancel culture. Like, I think it's fucking stupid.
Right.
And I'm not saying this movie deserves to be canceled.
No.
But I don't understand why this one got a pass in the cancel culture zeitgeist.
I think it was like, they were like, yeah, John can do all these impressions, but we don't have a really good way of showing that he can do these impressions. So we're just going to let him do them wherever the fuck he sees fit in this movie. And some of the characters, I mean, it's just like the stereotypes, man, is what it is. But
so I've been listening to a lot of reviews to see like what, because I never really knew what other people thought of this movie. This is just one of those movies I watched as a kid and has kind of always adored, but nobody ever talks about.
Yeah, it's like a nostalgic one, I think, for me. So
all the reviewers that I'm listening to have watched it for the first time as an adult, as a like prolific
film.
So
they fucking hated it.
They hate it so much.
Torched it.
And I was thinking about it, and can I give out a theory?
Yeah, go for it.
I think this movie lives up to its own name. Not just John Leguizamo being the pest. I think this movie purposely was made to kind of irritate the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Like, I think
it's him. He irritates the fuck out of me.
Right.
I remember thinking that like 3 different scenes in the movie last night. I was just like, all right, bro, he took this way too far.
Right.
He took this bit way too long.
I think there's a part of it that's purposeful.
Right. It's almost like, here's the first movie about somebody with hyperactive disorder.
Yeah.
Because like this motherfucker was going a mile a minute. How much coke was John Leguizamo on?
All the coke.
Filming.
What's funny is the wife said the exact same thing. She's like, how much coke do you think he did?
Like him and Jim Carrey must have been buying all the cocaine in Hollywood at this time. Because like they were both crushing it in 97. But like John is through the fucking roof. He's a 12 in this movie.
That's what I was going to say is, so the Ace Ventura came out in 1994.
Yeah.
And I think that was the kickoff for these kind of movies.
Shout out to Kevin. We know that because of him now.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it was like, since that Ace Ventura did so well with Jim Carrey, I think they were digging up other comedians. It's like, now you have to do like a what was I call it? Costume comedy is what I was like calling it in my head. Because you get a comedian and they do dress up and they play all these characters and try to squeeze in as much as they can into a movie. Like Eddie Murphy did it.
Lawrence.
Yep. And Robin Williams did it. We talked about it before. But like all these comedians, and this was John Leguizamo's chance to do his. And he just swung for the fences and was like, I'm going to try to offend everybody. Like he made a checklist of all the people he wanted to try and offend. And just checked them off.
I mean, it looks like he's having fun. You
know 100%.
I mean?
I think that's why we like it so much, is because you can tell he's just having a good time, you know?
And I mean, he's got a lot of charisma. And I think that's what this movie, in some ways, is why I enjoy him so much as an actor. Because, like, even if you hate this fucking movie, if it's the worst movie you've ever seen, right?
Right.
You still got to put some fucking respect on my boy's name.
Yep.
He's been in everything. Like, every movie you think is dope, like, he's there.
That's what the wife said, because I was doing the commentary, watching the commentary on the movie, and she was looking up his IMDb. She's like, his IMDb does not stop scrolling.
The only longer IMDb out there is fucking Sam Jackson's. Like, John Leguizamo's been in all your movies.
It's almost like they were having a bet, like, let's see who can be in more movies.
Yeah,
by the end of our career.
He is the Puerto Rican Sam Jackson.
He is Colombian.
Really?
Yes.
I always thought he said Puerto Rican.
Wife looked it up and said Colombian. So, because I always thought Puerto Rican too, but you know, I don't want to.
I always loved his stand up too. He's got a bunch of them that are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he's a funny dude. Like, what's crazy is it was the clown from Spawn, and I don't remember many other comedies he did, like sprinkled here and there. But
he's fucking Sid in Ice Age.
Yeah, but that's a kid's movie. It's still a comedy, right. I guess. But
no, that's what I was about to say. He could act. He does drama as well. He does. I mean, it doesn't always. Even in the action movies he's in, he doesn't have a ton of action. Yeah. But I mean, he's a great actor all around. Like, he can do it all. So, like, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now,
you have to appreciate him he is a talented guy.
Like I said, it's like every movie he's in, I feel like you get his best effort. It's not like he's not taking it serious. So even in this, like, I feel like he's doing the best he can, because literally he's carrying this fucking movie. Like, he's doing everything.
So when was the last time you watched this movie?
When I was 13.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I have not seen this since I was a teenager.
This is one of those movies that even if I saw it on, I'd be like, no fucking way. I would just keep going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, I can't watch this right now.
Right. Yeah. How was your adult self rewatching this movie?
I still got some laughs, and there's still some nostalgia. You know what I mean? But like I said, there was a lot of scenes that just kind of got on my nerves.
You start to like see the flaws in this movie. And I was thinking the same thing. I started rewatching it. I got about halfway through and I'm like, this is too much. There's too much going on.
But then, like you said, by the time I got to the third act, I was just like, I think they're just fucking with us. Like, I think that's the point of this fucking movie, is just
I think it's supposed to be an annoying movie.
This dude is like a fourth wall kind of breaking, like a larger than life fucking character.
Well, he said he wanted to be like a Puerto Rican Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. And he that's a great way of explaining that, dude, because that's exactly what he is. He is playing a fucking cartoon character in this one. And but anyways, he's a con man, and he lives with his family and stuff. And that little song that he has at the beginning, he wrote that and shit. Like, it's a good song. Like, it's not bad. Like,
it's silly as fuck.
Yeah, dude. It's, but it kind of lets you know what kind of movie you're going to be in.
Yeah. It really does set the tone.
Like, if you can't stand the first 5 minutes of this, you're getting off easy. You have the right to turn it off now.
Right.
Because, like, if you make it through the hour and a half, you're like, holy balls.
Yeah.
This movie was fun. And that's what it is. I mean, it's just an outrageous, stupid, fun movie. And you can either like it or you fucking hate it. But.
Right. And I think that's why I liked it so much as a kid, is because it was just so silly. Just so off the wall. Like,
I thought he was cool as shit, man. Like, I really did. I was like, dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of adult I want to be. Just a fucking living cartoon character at
Right.
23, 25, whatever he is in this movie.
So fun fact right off the bat is those scenes. So he has the shower scene and then he has the scene with his family where you can tell they fucking hate him.
Yeah.
And there's like an incest joke in there because he has to squeeze that in there with him and his mother. And whenever he walks outside, they had to put those in after they shot the movie because test audiences thought he was such an unlikable character. So they had to throw in some save the cat moments.
Wow.
To make him more likable. So that basketball scene with the kids was shot after the movie was done.
Wow, that's funny. They're like, God, they really hate this guy. They wanted him to die from poison.
Yeah, right.
We have to do something.
So I thought that was a fun little fact that they had to.
Shout out to Paul Miller, who directed this movie. Like, this guy, poor guy, probably never got a chance to do it again.
He's done a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
This was his first movie, his first directorial movie.
And it went downhill from here? Damn. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he's paying his mortgage, you know?
I mean, I think he has a career in TV. So I don't think he's hurting.
There's a couple of like actors not that really like got big time, but there's a couple B-listers in here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, we can't not talk about fucking Jeffrey Jones, the
Yeah, you told me something weird about that. Like, I always know him as being the fucking principal from Ferris Bueller.
He solicited nude photos from a 14-year-old boy.
Yeesh.
So he got in trouble for that. But he was like my fucking childhood. He was in so many of my favorite movies, like Howard the Duck, Mom and Dad Save the World, Beetlejuice. Like in the 90s, he was always there. Like if you were your favorite movie, he's in there somewhere.
Love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
But you know, Freddie Rodriguez.
Dude, he's so young in this. I almost forget it's him, man.
You're right.
Oh, my boy Ari Spears. Shout out to Ari Spears. I love him. He's a great comedian, man.
I've never seen anything he's done, but people talk about how great he is.
His impressions are fucking spot the fuck on.
Oh, really?
So good. He was good on Mad TV, too.
I think I remember seeing him on Mad TV. That's what it was.
And this is like when he's just like starting to come up. And it's probably his first movie, too.
Yeah.
Or one of them. Joe Morton, you know, the older he's gotten, I've seen him in more roles like dads and principals and shit like that.
He's great. I can't believe he agreed to do this.
Oh, he's like,
movie.
I'm in it for 5 minutes and you're gonna pay me how much? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Right.
Like, it's a day's worth of work. I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the only ones I recognize.
Yeah. So break it down to me. How did you enjoy this movie? Like, what's funny is I was watching it and I was like, I think I shot myself in the foot because I remember I had so much nostalgia for this movie and I was like, this movie is fucking god awful. But then I had the revelation, like, I think this movie's supposed to be annoying. So it gave me like a new appreciation for it. I'm just going to stick with that narrative. Like, this movie's supposed to be annoying and get on your nerves.
The weird shit, yeah, exactly. It's called The Pest for a reason. Yeah. Like, he's definitely gonna make you fucking want to pull your hair out,
right?
And I thought about it like halfway through it. I'm like, man, he is the best part and the worst part about this fucking movie. And I was like, and I think that's the point. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, there's certain scenes that I really just love. Like when he goes to the fucking delivery shop, to deliver Chinese food.
I remember even as a kid, I was like, God, that's so offensive.
Yeah.
Like, how can he get away with that?
He's like, oh yeah, I've been loving you a long time. It's just like, it's so stupid, but it's so funny. Dude.
But it's funny because they hired a real Chinese actor.
They're all Chinese actors.
Yeah. But he's like a big Chinese actor. The head guy, the boss. Yeah. And
why don't they understand any of your Chinese? And he's like, I'm from the South. He's like, I'm from the South too. And he's like, no, I'm from the far South. What's your problem?
It's so dumb and quacky.
Exactly, dude. I was walking my pet dog, duck. Can I talk to you over here? No, over here. No, over here.
It's so unbelievable because why would a Chinaman have a pet duck? Like, that's like a Vietnamese guy having a pet dog.
Right. And he was like, He's like, he always wanted to be served extra crispy with double rice. I get some extra plum sauce. You got deliveries, motherfucker.
Why did he call the fucking Irish or Scottish mob?
Because he was.
Why did he call them though? Like he's just taunting them?
No. Well, one, when you owe somebody that much money, you have to check in.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
He was checking in, being like, "Hey, I'm getting your money."
Like, hey man, I don't appreciate you sending your people after me. Like, I'm gonna pay you. That was kind of like what that's setting up. It's showing that he owes that money and who he owes it.
I know
to.
it was just a weird setup. Like we need to let the audience know that he owes the Scottish mob $50,000. So
I thought that was funny that they used the Scottish mob. He's like, you wouldn't treat us like this if we were Italian. He's like, let's not get into this again. Is it Sean Connery's birthday? Sean Connery's birthday. Sean Connery's birthday. It's so fucking.
I love
he's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah, they're in like a Scottish bar and they're having bagpipe auditions in the background. Like so fucking dumb.
That's the one thing they don't skip out. They make fun of everybody. In this movie, you know.
That's what he said. There's a checklist.
It really is. But yeah, so there's still shit in here that made me laugh. You know what I mean? Like. Just dumb shit, but
and then so after this we meet his friends Ninja and Chubby, and what's really funny is they had to insert this shot too because the audience didn't understand why his friends were friends with him,
right?
So they had to do like a setup shot.
I love the basketball scene, like that's cool.
Yeah,
he's like, well, they call you Fat Loser Boy because I'm fat and I never win. He's like, well, we're going to change that, the losing part. First point wins. No fouls, no out of bounds, no shit, nothing. He fucking swats that kid shit like Jordan. That's funny. Fucking lifts the fat kid up to score the point. So it's
almost catches a hernia doing it.
Exactly. So it shows you he's got a little heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a save the cat moment.
And then he takes the lunches.
Yeah.
He gives them to his friends. Lunches on me, boys. Fucking have you a PB&J. And some Cheetos.
So he was so Ninja brings him his next con and it's a briefcase just full of coconuts. Like, was that the contraption?
It was half a coconut shell.
Yeah.
I think there might have been like a door like underneath it so you can't see the ball.
Right.
And of course the fact that he's blind, you know. But yeah, that scene it wasn't as funny as I remember it. That was like one of my favorite scenes when I like when he goes in and shows him meeting the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And like it reminded me of like back in the day, like if you dated a girl and she always had to bring a fucking friend with her.
Yeah. I called malaria. Like, even as a kid, I was like, that's a weird name.
Right.
I was like, is that a cultural thing that I don't understand?
And then you find out that it's like a fucking sickness.
No, it's just a fucking stupid joke is what it is. Yeah. Fun fact, the director said that he wanted to shoot this during a huge Miami like celebration, but something happened and it ended up not happening. So he had to like create the fucking
nice
thing. But yeah, so the director, like, they said we can do this in California. We can shoot the movie in California. It'll be cheaper and you'll have more time to do things. But if you do it in Miami, it's going to be more expensive and you're not going to have as much time. He's like, we got to do it in Miami. Got to have that feel. So
the director said that?
The director.
Wow.
Like, he had to shoot this in Miami for some reason. Like, in his heart of hearts, this had to be shot in Miami. And he even says, he's like, I don't think it was a good choice.
We should have just went with the cheaper.
That's what he said. Because he said he didn't have as much time to, like, shoot improvised shots, like John Leguizamo shots and stuff like that. It only took 27 days to shoot this movie. 3 days to write it, 27 days to shoot it.
Yeah,
it shows 100%. But
the idea, just the whole premise of the movie is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, it's fucking stupid. This ridiculous. Like, if you break this movie down, it's the worst movie ever made. It's fucking dumb.
I don't know if it's the worst, man, because I've seen Crank 2 and I've seen other movies that it's just like, I don't know if it's the worst ever made, but it probably makes the top 20. You know what I mean?
If you take out all the jokes and you just lay out the plot line, it's a very weak, barely holds
something
together.
It's something a 13-year-old wrote.
Yes, 100%.
This is a movie we wrote at 13. The jokes
that is true, because 100% I could see myself writing this at 13 years old.
Because I remember like I wanted my hair to spike like his. Like after I watched
that
this
90s,
movie, you know what I mean? Like he just was the coolest fucking character.
I just wish I could have pulled off that fucking outfit.
Dude, he's wearing like a fucking like a anime silk shirt type shit, and he's got the cargo pants on, dude, and the chain. And then he's got the clean ass Shaq Reeboks, dude. Like he was killing it back then. None of it fucking matched. Not a fucking single bit of it matched.
But that's the thing about the 90s.
The choker stainless.
Oh yeah,
stainless steel chain.
It was either like a bike chain or like those balls. But this is where we meet the Germans, and they're looking for a certain specimen.
Those two were funny. Like those two were funny together.
Yeah, they are.
I like.
They look like twins.
Him
German twins.
It is like, and then I like the son too. The son, like they all had.
Dude, Himmel was great, and I will make an argument. This is his story later on.
Yeah,
this is Himmel's story.
Well, I remember being in when I was a kid. He was one of my least favorite parts of the movie. But last night watching it, I was like,
he was my favorite. He was always my favorite.
I got most of my laughs when he was there.
Yeah,
like,
he was always my favorite. I always was happy when Himmel came on screen.
He was just like, my father locked me in a room with a snake for 6 weeks.
Okay, so I have some things. You're locked in a room with a snake, and it makes you gay. How? Did you suck the snake off? Did you shove it in your ass? Like, why does a snake...
He definitely shoved that snake in his ass. He let it constrict around him, and then he put some of it in his ass. Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
Because I don't understand why a snake makes you gay.
I don't think you can even find a snake's dick. It only comes out like once a year, something like that. I don't know.
So if he locks him in with a beaver, does that make him straight?
Does he fuck the beaver?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how snake makes you gay.
But I don't know how the beaver would have fucked him, man. Honestly. Doesn't look big enough to get
what would be a straight animal?
None.
You fuck animals, you're gay.
You're just a weird motherfucker, dude. Like, I don't know what you're bestiality, right? Interspecies erotica, fucko.
Yeah, because he was watching Hogan's Heroes later in the movie, but he switches it to the fucking lion so quick. Like, he had that shit alt-tabbed on his TV. Like, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
So that dude was really into
some... made a video.
Yeah. He had that shit lined up, ready to play. So Himmel is a gay bestiality
freak,
zoophilia,
but he's funny as shit.
So fucking funny.
And yeah, he just has like little one-liners. I hate you. I can never please you.
I don't know if you noticed, but I am a sissy.
I am a sissy, father. I'm getting more tea.
So they finally pick out the wrong guy, obviously, because he wanted the big athletic Puerto Rican, but they get
the guy he's trying to scam.
Right, but they get the Pest instead. And he's like, he's not actually blind. He's a con artist, and I don't know why that makes him better for hunting. I guess because he can scam you out of the hunt.
He watched him get away from the mob.
Yeah,
and they're like, he's resourceful because but. The only way I can figure that would have came into play is if he would have known he was going to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it wouldn't have mattered him being a master of disguise and him being great at doing, getting people to let him in or swap out or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't be able to just do that in the fucking wilderness by himself.
Right.
That's why the actual, what's that movie, with Ice-T, Dangerous Game or whatever?
Oh, yeah, this is based off of the Dangerous Game.
You know what I'm saying?
This isn't...
I'm really glad that they let him get off the island because that would have made this movie way fucking worse.
I think they should have captured all three of them, Pest, Ninja, and Chubby, and then stayed on the island and then had to You
think that would have been a better movie?
I think it would have been different.
I think my favorite scene wouldn't have happened if it definitely would have happened if they are all three of there. I don't know why, but my favorite scene of this movie is when they're outside of the fucking club. And he's like, they're having a private party. We got to get in there.
Oh, the white people.
I love that shit, man, because they're like, what's up, man? Like, where's the party at? And he's like, it's a private party, dude. They'll let you in the service entrance.
That was the
white privilege in that car, dude.
That was the writer of the movie.
Was it?
Yep.
That's hilarious. The one in the driver's seat?
Yep.
Wow.
He was the writer of this movie.
I don't know why it's like in the 90s, but he's still wearing a Miami Vice jacket.
Yeah.
Like, that was funny. And they're like literally sitting in a early 90s,
Thunderbird.
Was that a Thunderbird? Is that or Firebird is what I was thinking?
Oh, yeah, Firebird. Yeah, you're probably right.
Or maybe a Camaro. Anyways, it's the early 90s car. But when they fucking transformed the fucking Jeep into a fucking giant speaker box. He's like, let me see you spike that baby, spike. How you like that, baby? They fucking just rattled their fucking car apart. Like, I was like, that was at the part where I was just like, okay.
This movie's absolutely ridiculous.
Outrageous. It's off the rails, but like, I think it's supposed to be.
It's a live action cartoon.
I was just having fun at that point, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that's really what you got to do. You can't take it too serious.
I got to give some context because the Cowboys got kicked out of the fucking playoffs last night. And I ain't going to lie, Greg, I was in such a bad mood. I almost texted you and be like, bro, I can't watch this right now. We'll try again and fucking this weekend. Like, I'm in a bad fucking mood. I don't want to do this.
Was it really that bad?
I'm so fucking upset, bro. Like I can understand. I can live with losing, bro. But like the way they played, the defense, they played their fucking hearts out. And then Dak just shit the fucking bed again, bro. 2 fucking picks, bro. And we were driving. We got the ball in their 20. Could have scored a fucking touchdown, but instead we go for a 26-yard fucking field goal. Fire the fucking head coach, everybody else, man. Get rid of almost everybody and start over. Yeah. I'd rather go 3-14 and know we just don't have the talent than pay all these cocksuckers all this money to underachieve. Why am I paying you $20 million a year if you're just going to fucking shit the bed when I need you to do what I'm paying you the money for?
Right.
It's not that hard, man. They're not splitting atoms out there. It's fucking football.
You have one job and you can't even do that right.
God, dude. It's like being a Cowboys fan is the worst fucking punishment on earth, bro. I feel fucking cursed. And you know what the worst part is? It's like heroin. I can't leave it alone, dude. Yeah. Every year I keep coming back.
You need to find a new vice.
These motherfuckers are going to be my pallbearers, Greg.
It might be healthier to actually just do actual heroin.
They're going to lay me down that's why I want them to be my pallbearers. So they can let me down one last fucking time into the ground, bro.
So all that being said,
I'm not trying to turn this into a sports podcast, but that's why I said that's how bad a mood I was in.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to watch this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to attempt to.
Yeah.
I was like, I owe that to Greg.
Yeah.
So I got about 10 minutes in. I got a laugh. I was like, all right, I'll keep going. Got another laugh, kept going. And then, like I said, by that scene where they're outside the club and the speakers are going and all that, I was just like, you know what, man? I was in a terrible fucking mood. And I was like, I have laughed enough that it's got my mind off of it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm glad I at least tried. You know? But, yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it enough that it got me out of a shit mood.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still in a shit mood, but
if you could just let it just be a silly movie, right, it'll definitely.
Yeah, if you're one of those people that you're like, you critique it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't critique this movie. It makes no sense. Like, why would you make somebody sign a contract before you kill them?
Right.
That makes no sense at all.
Sign all their rights away.
Yeah. If you're going to give them a physical test and they fail everything and you're still going to go through with it, what the fuck?
What's even crazier is he's going back to Germany, so they're trying to use the Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
The diplomatic immunity. And I'm like, why did you have him sign a contract if they can't get you anyways?
Right, exactly.
So they never actually explain that either.
They don't explain a lot of this.
He gets him arrested at the end for being the German ambassador. Motherfucker does not look German one bit.
He's like, look at him. He doesn't even look German.
He doesn't even look German. If I wasn't a German ambassador. He is slapsticky as fuck. And it hit me good back then, and I still got a good enough laugh out of it now. Would I don't know. But anyways, we'll get back into the plot. But when he goes in there and he does the Japanese switch, that's fucking hilarious.
The Japanese one made me
like
laugh.
that one.
It was just so silly that it was just, okay, I'll give you that one. But the part that like...
Oh, you have bad breath. You go.
Go away. You bother me. He wants a tip. Buy Honda stock. But the one that always like comes back to is everyone gets canceled culture. Like the wife and I like to watch Ink Master, and one of the judges didn't show up on the YouTube one, and we're like, why don't they show him? So we had to look it up, and apparently he got canceled for doing blackface back in the day.
Oh.
But the Pest, he does his own version of blackface in this movie when he goes and meets the girlfriend's parents. He dresses in full African attire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said, like, this movie would never be made nowadays.
It's just, like, we're canceling people for cancel. I'm not saying you should cancel him. I'm saying, why does he get a pass?
Yeah.
He has the afro and everything, but
at least he takes that off.
Yeah, he takes it off for dinner.
Fucking shit. That's
So,
too funny.
I
He's got
love
some
it.
fucking great dance moves, man. I remember
Oh,
when
100%, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to try to do them, and they're hard. They're really hard.
Oh, fun. How old do you think he is in this movie?
A lot older than I think he is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking he was probably like 21. He's probably like 30.
37.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Do you know how old he is now?
60.
62. John Leguizamo
He looks 62 now, but back then he doesn't.
He doesn't look 37 at all.
Nah, dude.
Like you said, he looks 21.
Bro, think about, so that means that when he did Empire and all that shit, that man was 40.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, when he did John
But
Wick.
it makes sense, bro, because he's in fucking Carlito's Way. Babyface Bambino in that bitch, dude. Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Like,
it just blew my mind whenever I realized he was 37 in this fucking movie.
there's a bunch of movies he's in, dude, like Super Mario. Like, dude, he's a baby in that. I think he said he's 18 in that movie or some shit. Like, ow, bro. That just goes to show his longevity in the game is
100%.
fucking good. That's why I say, like, put some respect on John Boy's name because, like, he's in everything you love. He's great in fucking Spawn, dude.
I know, I love him in Spawn.
That came out in 99. He was 35.
I know they're remaking it. I want to put them to put him back in it as the clown.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
please.
He needs to.
I don't care that he's 60. Do it.
I mean, they're probably going to CGI the fuck out of it anyways.
Yeah.
Might as well let him do the voice.
Right.
He got sick as fun fact. He got sick as fuck on that movie because that maggot pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he took a bite and got a piece of maggot in his fucking mouth, and it made him like deathly ill. They had to, like,
I remember
shut down
you telling me that.
for a
Yeah,
day or two.
Oh, speaking of, he got that snake. He got bit by that snake.
What?
Yeah, it actually bit him on the. Like, the director was like, "Let's do a stunt double," and apparently John Leguizamo was like, he said he's like the Ace Ventura of whatever, which I thought was a funny reference in the commentary. And John Leguizamo was like, "No, I want to do it. It's just a snake. It's not venomous. Like, whatever." And the snake ended up biting him and like would not let go of his leg. So the handler had to go in there and like pry it off, and they had to take him to the hospital to get the fangs pulled out of his leg.
Shit.
But yeah, that bird in the beginning, that's John Leguizamo's bird. He took it everywhere.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I just learned
cool.
that. That was a pretty cool thing. But yeah, he got bit by that fucking snake.
I want to know how much he made for this fucking movie.
Not enough.
Because I feel like he took a pay cut just to get it made. Like, I don't know, man. Like, how much did he have in the creative process? Because this almost feels like
it was him and that guy in the car.
Okay.
I forgot his fucking name. It would be helpful if I use people's names, right?
he's not in it enough to like have a role.
Dave Barkatz and John Leguizamo kind of came up with the story together, from my understanding. But speaking of making money from the movie, when they did the Jewish synagogue, that is the director's whole family on the podium.
Wow.
That's him and his whole fucking family. And he gave the Jewish community or whatever, what is he? Rabbi. He gave the rabbi credits on the movie, and he's still getting residuals for this movie. And he will often tell him like, "Thank you, I'm still getting checks from that movie," which is pretty like, we're talking about a movie and racial stereotypes, and talking about a rabbi getting money for a small part in a movie is just kind of fucking hilarious to me.
Well, because it's kind of like, it's got a sweet, like, you know what I mean? It's got a sweet backstory to it because you know that rabbi probably uses that money for them, you know, for their synagogue or whatever.
Right.
So that's cool. Like, I like that. That's a good thing. I like at the beginning too. We've skipped over that part, but when he walks,
We've been all over the place with this movie, but it doesn't matter.
But this movie's all over the fucking place.
100%.
So I feel like it goes with it pretty good. Plus, like, nobody wants to hear us break down this fucking plot.
Yeah, we're not
dude.
gonna fucking
Like,
critique.
I'm just grabbing shit that I liked.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or hate.
Or, got on my nerves or whatever. But,
I do want to hear about the things I got on your nerves, but we'll get to it after you.
when he runs into the Irish priest at the beginning, oh, that's crazy. Nobody could knock down those milk jugs. I said, now, Father, you keep giving away my secrets. I'm going to tell all my juicy confessions to Father Garcia. All right, top of the morning, Lucky Charms. And he walks the fuck away. And the priest is like, God bless you, son.
I think.
Like, that was a cool little part.
Yeah.
Because it lets you know, like, that and the one with the kids and the family, like, it lets you know that, like, even though he's a con man, he's kind of sleazy, like, he still does have heart.
Yeah.
I like that when he gets away from Himmel on the boat, he fucking swims for 5 hours to get back to, like, why would you just have him drive you a little closer, dog? You know, before you hop off the boat.
Well, he had an opportunity. The bird shit in his eye, and he can't
That's
see,
true.
so it's like he can get away.
Why did he push Himmel into the water and drive the boat back?
That would have been smart. Yeah. There you go.
'Cause who cares if he lives?
I hate vomit in movies.
Oh, dude, there's so much vomit in this movie.
And there's two, but it's still too much. It's too much.
When they put him on the table, that was...
Yeah. It painted the walls. But yeah, when Himmel threw up in his face, like, it almost made me throw up. It's so fucking disgusting.
He said, can I get one of these in my dorm? Oh, it feels so good. That was funny.
So what are some scenes that annoyed you in this movie? Because I know they're...
Oh, I ain't even got through all the ones I liked yet.
Oh, okay.
I love that when him and he's like, he's trying to give him the contract and he keeps pissing him off so much that he's like, well, I don't think you want it. He's like, I don't think you want the scholarship. He's like, I want the scholarship. And they're fighting over it. And he's like, you didn't pass the... And then they start copying. He starts copying.
Yeah.
Him. That shit had me dying.
Yeah. There were a lot of takes to get that one just right, apparently.
I was about to say, because, like, you see his face, like, he's fighting. John Leguizamo's fighting through a smile so hard.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm the one. I passed. Like, it's so fucking funny to me for some reason. And he's like, you still think he's not a worthy adversary? He's like, I never wanted to kill anything more. And, like, I believe him.
Right.
Because, like, he just looks aggravating as fuck in these scenes, man.
100%.
I wanted to talk about a scene I didn't like as much. That one where he's in the house and he's like breaking down like who he is and shit. And he just keeps trying to steal everything and like it just like shit's jingling in the bag. He's all over the place with his fucking references. He's like hanging on him, fucking grabbing on him. I'm just like, oh my god, bro, in this fucking thing. Yeah, that one got on my nerves bad. Like I don't know why. Like it just made my skin crawl. Like he was just so over the top with that
I think
shit.
because it reminds you, because you've seen people like that, they like won't calm down. It's like you need to sit down or I'm gonna fucking
give
tie
him
you down.
Fucking Triscuit or something, dude, with a fucking Valium in it.
Right. Fun fact: that shot of the outside of the mansion, that's the same house from Ace Ventura.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun little fact. I didn't even notice until the director pointed it out. He's like, "Yeah, if you notice, that's from Ace Ventura." I was like, "It is, isn't it?"
Yeah. It was showing you like the first shot of Miami.
Yep.
That's cool. That's so hard to believe that this movie came out 3 years after Ace Ventura.
Yep.
You know? I like that Ninja is only called Ninja because he knows karate. And like every chance he gets to show the karate, he gets fucked up. Like it's hilarious. Freddy Rodriguez, like when he jumps off the fucking stairs and he shoots him with the fucking dart gun.
Mid jump, yeah.
Oh! He fucking catches it right in the gut.
This is one of those things. You were talking about one of your favorite lines from the dad.
Yeah.
Joe Morton.
He walks downstairs and his wife and his daughter have both been shot with darts, tranq darts. He's just standing there and he's like, I just told him that I might be spelling him a Passover, and boom, prejudice rears its ugly head again. He drops down to his knees and he's like so serious, like he's going for an award.
Right.
What did you do to my family? Like, I don't know why, but I just started laughing so hard.
Because he's a great actor, and it's weird to see great acting in a silly movie, and that's the contrast.
And then of course he pulls out that tiny little. Oh, dude, that's a line that I just fucking die laughing when they're like, he's like, "You guys got guns?" that's not fair. And he's like, we're giving you weapons. Open the fucking thing. It's a rope this big. A Swiss Army knife and a fucking little tiny chick gun that they like put a garter gun pretty much.
Yeah. That part kills me. Like, even as a kid, I was like, the little gun, I understand. The fucking Swiss Army knife, I understand. The little piece of rope kills me.
I think
Why?
it was like a wick, like to start a fire is what I think it is.
It's
the only way, because what the fuck would you be able to use that?
That it kills me every time as a kid when I see that fucking rope, and I'm like, what are you gonna do with that?
And he kills it even more. He's like, well, let's get a candlestick and we can all
play Clue.
He said, why I gotta wear this? And y'all get all the stuff from Banana Republic.
Fun fact about this scene is I think I kind of noticed it, but never paid attention to, but the director finally like cleared it up. Whenever they do a close up of Jeffrey Jones, it was raining that day, and you can see rain in the background of those scenes when they do the close up of Jeffrey Jones. Once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it because it's so clear.
Well, the next time I watch this movie in 15 years,
right,
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he's like, I love how he throws this fucking champagne glass, and he's just like, all right, now I got the upper hand, gentlemen. This tiny ass fucking thing, it's hilarious, dude. That was a good scene. He's like, you have to do this, Himmel. You have to know what it's like. I have to know what it's like to hunt a human. I hate you. Shut up. They had good chemistry, the dad and son.
Yeah.
They made me laugh.
I think Himmel was just great, and I love him.
Oh, but he's getting more tea. No, but you want to talk about, there's a thing on TikTok people were doing for a while. It was like, name an obscure movie reference that only you say.
Yeah.
And for years I said that when he's in the car, and he's like, why? He's like, have you ever heard of BMW? He's like, I thought you would like it, Father. It's German. And he's like, you've never heard of BMW, idiot? And he's like, because I could never please you. I said that for years. Whenever somebody would say some shit, I'd just be like, because I could never please you. And I was just like, it made me think of that. But yeah, Himmel. Shout out to Himmel.
Right. You want to break into why I think this is Himmel's movie?
Yeah, dude. Tell me Himmel's story.
So Himmel his father wanted him to be a great hunter like him. So he locked him in the room with a snake for 6 weeks, he said. And some way, somehow this turned Himmel gay or unlocked his gayness, whatever. He's gay now, basically, after this. So it feels like he's still living under his father's thumb. You know, he can't like be who he really wants to be. So they go to Miami. They're hunting John Leguizamo, and John Leguizamo basically shows Himmel that he can be who he wants to be, especially in Miami. Like, you could be as fucking gay as you want to be, and nobody will judge you. I don't know if you noticed this, because I didn't notice it until somebody pointed it out to me. The very end shot when they're jumping into the Jeep, do you realize that's Himmel driving?
Oh, no.
That's Himmel fully gayed out, fully Miami gayed out. Like, he has the whole get up. That's why I say this is Himmel's story, because in the beginning, he's still living under his father's thumb. He can't be who he wants to be. By the end of the movie, he is his true self, and I'm...
Well, when they take with the dad and Leo, and he's like, come on, Himmel. And he's like, I don't want to go back. And he's like, fine, stay with the losers. And that's when I was like, man, he didn't even give enough shit about him to take him with him.
Right.
So like, but I'd never paid attention to that he's the one driving. That makes sense.
So it's Himmel's story. He gets to be his true gay self in Miami, and I'm so happy for him.
And his dad gets to go to German prison.
German prison, yep.
This movie is so fucking ridiculous. Even just 100%. Thinking back on this, like,
but this is one of those movies that for years just lives rent free in my brain. I think about it all the time. Yeah.
That was the thing. Before I watched it, I tried to think about, because I had a hard time finding somewhere to watch this movie. I had to like end up renting it from Prime Video, and because Tubi didn't have it, nobody had it. I was just like, what the fuck?
I'm surprised I found the DVD of it.
Dude, you know what's crazy is I had a chance to buy this movie a couple years ago, but the lady wanted like $2 a DVD type shit. And I was like, I'm not paying $2 for the Pest, which is crazy because I paid $3.99 last night. I feel like they owe me $1.50.
Yeah, right.
But this movie probably got more money out of me last night than it did on opening fucking weekend.
Right. Yeah, it was only in theaters for a week.
Yeah, I believe it. I fucking believe
and
it.
they pulled it.
I'm surprised it made it a week.
Right.
But what was I saying? I don't know. But
so,
I hated the scene where he was fuck. I was just thinking about it too.
Well, I'll tell you a scene I hate. And I have always hated since I was a kid, ever since I saw it. At the end of the movie, hang on a second. At the end of the movie, whenever they capture his family and they're on the ship and whatever, and he's like, I gave you poison that's going to kill you in 24 hours. You only have, what?
15 seconds.
15 seconds to live. And he's like, oh, but could I do this? And it's basically him doing a dance and then rewinding it.
Yeah.
Like forward, backwards. It annoyed me. I hated it as a kid and I still hate it today.
Yeah.
But it goes with one of those. It was supposed to like fucking be silly and stupid and annoying.
Okay, this is what it was. And it was so stupid, like, that it shouldn't even have really mattered compared to all the other flaws of this fucking movie, but for some reason. So the fucking German dude calls him. He says, I got your family. He goes, I got your fucking girl and her family just because I'm a dick, you know? And he's like, and her best friend, you know? And he's like, for some reason, if I'm late, can you start with malaria? Which is funny, right? That's a good little joke. But you notice every time they went and had to go somewhere, bro, he had time to stop and change outfits, bro. Him and Chubbs are in fucking matching fatigues when they show up to the boat. And I was like, your whole family is about to get killed and you had time to stop and get fucking matching fatigues with your homeboy. Like, I was just like, this is stupid as fuck. Like, I don't know why it made me so angry. Like, I was just like,
because some of his costume changes are so unnecessary.
Yeah. Like, I'm just
like he does not need to change costumes at this time. Like, or change outfits.
He was in that tracksuit, that Nike tracksuit for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally the boombox scene. And then he goes and swaps out with the Japanese dude.
Yeah.
And he's in a suit for 20 minutes. And then that's when they come back in the fatigues. And I'm just like, dude, why? Why did we go through all this?
Unnecessary.
Yeah,
so
dude,
unnecessary.
leave him in the same fucking clothes for an hour, dude. Like, it's not that big a deal. And it just feels like it would have took so much more money to keep changing his outfits.
Yeah. I think it just
mean?
plays into the shit that's supposed to annoy you.
But yeah, that one got on my nerves bad, dude. But I like the scene where the dad's like trying to find him through the ship and he's fucking with him. He steps behind him like literally like Bugs Bunny, dude, behind Elmer Fudd.
Yep.
Like, I got that vibe so hard. Like, it's hilarious that you said that he's like a Spanish Bugs Bunny. Like,
one scene that I thought was so fucking stupid is when they were in the jungle and they were hunting him and he just has to take a shit.
a massive shit.
And we have to talk about it. Like, even as a kid, I was like, why is this here? Like, it's so dumb.
How does smelling shit wiped off an ass on a sock let you know he's alive?
Yeah, right.
That was one thing I did think was funny. And he fucking turns around and he's like, poison dots? And he's like, yeah, get him. He fucking turns around and shoots the rocket launcher at him. And he's like, I blew him out of his shoes. I'm going back to the house to watch Hogan's Heroes. Himmel, man.
Yeah. But, so, I don't have anything else to say on this movie.
Yeah, the pheromone thing was funny too.
Oh, yeah. Where they, what are you gonna, what's funny is like,
You just fed yourself with cat piss?
he knew what it was and he acted so surprised. Like, I don't know. Like, he invented this thing and was surprised that he used it on him.
Yeah. Well, I think he was surprised because he was like, how the fuck did you get it?
Yeah, I guess. Or he didn't think it would work on males. Like,
Father, I feel strange. It's now. Yeah. There was another line that was just, oh, dude, this one fucking killed me, bro. I laughed so fucking hard. The mother stands up. She's like, no. And the dad's like, what are you going to do? Stop. You're going to get us fucking killed. She's like, no. He's like, sir, why are you doing this to my pest? And He said, the man you know as Pest is actually a dangerous Secret Service operative. And she's like, see, I told you my son wasn't just some hustler. He's like, no, I'm fucking with you. He's actually worthless or some shit like that. And then Ed's like, if you think about it, it makes sense. It makes more sense. And she's like, don't agree with this monster. It just felt like such a real mom and dad moment. And I was just like, he's such a fucking dick villain to fuck with his parents while he's waiting to kill them and him. Like, I don't know why, but I just laughed so fucking hard, like, when that did. Like, when he said that to him.
It's pretty fucking funny.
And when he goes down the stairs and he's like, I meant to do that. I don't know why, just certain shit, like, still made me chuckle, like, pretty good. But, yeah. It definitely had more that pissed me off than I enjoyed, but
Same.
It wasn't so bad that I was just like, I would never watch this again.
Right.
But, like,
I probably won't be putting it on like I used to as a kid.
Right.
Because it does annoy me now. Like, now that I'm well versed in movies and I see this movie and I'm just like, God, it's so annoying. But then, like I said, I think it's supposed to be. So it makes me laugh on that level.
But it's one of those movies. This is a cult classic, man. People still talk about how much they love this movie.
Some people, yeah. Yeah, shout out. Thumbs up, comment, let us know if you love this movie, because I know there's more of us out there.
I am thankful for this movie because this is one of the first John Leguizamo movies I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it made me want to watch more of his movies.
Yeah.
And I became like, fuck, we did Empire. Like, how many people have heard of Empire? Not a lot, dude.
No,
like,
they really haven't.
And, you know, I think he's a good actor, man. I think he does.
What's really funny is he's been in so much, but when I say John Leguizamo, I bet this is what you think of. The first thing that comes to your mind.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, it's same.
For sure.
Like, oh yeah, the best.
Yeah.
When he's been in so many other things.
Us and 4 other people are the only ones that answer that question like that. Somebody might go Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah.
You know, but like that, you know, or Spawn or whatever. But he even plays the mechanic. I mean, in the first John Wick, he's in the movie for 5 minutes, but he's good.
Yeah.
He's good 5.
It's a great 5.
Dude. I remember the happening. I remember the movie not being great, but he was good in it.
I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
He plays Mark Wahlberg's like best friend. He's a teacher too.
That's funny.
And they're like together at first, and then he's, you know, he gets the air. The plants get him.
He gets the air.
Yep. Because they're riding in a Jeep, and it's all zipped up or whatever, but it shows the wind creeping in through the plastic.
Yeah.
And then the dude that's driving the car just drives it into a fucking tree at like 100.
Wow.
And he lives through the crash, and he comes out of the truck, and there's glass and shit everywhere. He just sits down in the street and takes glass and starts doing this shit.
Oh my God.
Like, it's fucked up scene. Like,
we talk about that movie so much. We're going to have to do it one day just for guys.
Dude, I was saying, like, if I get why he made it, because, like, you know, it's like, hey, man, we got to start taking the environment more serious.
Yeah,
This is, like, obviously this the worst possible scenario type
right.
shit.
Plants are going to have some defense mechanism that's going to start taking us out because it feels threatened.
Because we're fucking killing them.
Right.
At such an abundant rate.
Yeah, on paper, it's like, yeah, that's a good movie until you realize, like, plants aren't interesting in movies.
Maybe if it was a plant monster.
Right.
You know? But and then the mass hysteria, like when they show that shot of Florida and it's 2 motherfuckers standing in a garage with automatic weapons and shit, like for some reason they just think they're going to the zombie apocalypse, like they're ready to go.
Right.
Shows those 2 old ladies sitting there with fucking gas masks on in their living room. Like, it just shows, like, when stuff like that happens, like, people in the world start freaking the fuck out. Like Arrival, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
mass hysteria.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. So, like, there's certain, and the kills.
Wow. Yeah, I know. You talk about that all the time. Like, God, you like it so much because it has the best kills.
Dude, not even really kills, just deaths.
Deaths, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think it's just so shocking because you can imagine, like, if that happened, like, if you were just sitting with your wife and then all of a sudden she just takes a fucking knife through her own fucking neck,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Like, you know, I'm just saying.
Nightmare fuel.
Right. Like, or if I was with my fucking babies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, any of that. Like, that's why I think it makes a good movie because it's so fucking uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Bird Box. When I watch Bird Box, like, it's not the greatest movie, but it makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That, like, I enjoyed it a little bit. Not a lot. I've never watched it since the first time I watched it. But I was just like, if she doesn't make it with these fucking kids, bro, I'm gonna lose my shit, dude. Like, that's the first time in a while I can remember. Just like, I was just like, I'm rooting for these fucking people so bad right now. They cannot do this to me, you know. And that's what I think, like, the Happening and shit like that. Like, I like movies like that where you're just like, man, I hope these fucking guys make it.
Right,
like,
right.
Somebody's got to make it.
I like those movies when nobody makes it.
Yeah, you do. The bad guy always wins in Greg's movies, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have much more to talk about it on either.
What do you even rate this movie? Because I don't even know how to rate it.
The nostalgia.
I feel like I have to give it 2 separate ratings.
The nostalgia factor literally is what keeps it anywhere on the scale.
Yeah, because if we wouldn't have watched this as kids and we watched it now, we would both hate this movie
We'd be like
so
those
much.
other people. Like, we would just trash this whole fucking thing. And
right.
like I said, I got good enough laughs. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. And then, like I said, the 3.5 out of the 4.5 is nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And the other one is just because I still did get a couple genuine laughs out of it.
Right. Same. Like, I have a nostalgia scale. Like, I love this movie from that perspective. Like, I just loved it as a kid, and I still love it because of that. But if I gave it a rating of like a movie on its own merits, it's a fucking terrible movie.
It's a train wreck.
It's an absolute mess.
But it is
and
funny.
I can't recommend it. Like, don't torture yourself with this movie. The only people that should watch this are the ones that see it as kids, or give it to an 11-year-old because they'll love it.
That's what I said. You know, the next time I'll watch this movie is like when my son's 13.
Yeah,
I'll put it on for him.
Right,
like,
you should. I'm curious.
This is one of my favorite. This was one of my favorite movies when I was your age. Let me know what you think of it.
Yeah, that would be. I would love to hear his reaction on this thing.
Yeah, because I mean, he may love it, or he may be like, "Dad, that was the dumbest fucking thing I ever saw."
Right.
You know, so. Like I said, that'll be the next time I watch this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, it was a fun one watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah. I did get mad at it, but I had to like let it go.
Like I said, compared to the shit mood I was in before I watched it,
That's true.
It did bring me out of it a little bit.
Because it was the opposite for me. I was in a great mood and I was like, oh, this is going to make it better. Oh, no, it didn't.
I'm going to write somebody. I don't know who. Somebody's getting a strong worded letter right now. But, yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about where I want to go after this, man.
Me too.
I don't know if I want to match you with an underappreciated comedy, or if I want to go back to gangster shit. Because like I had a couple gangster movies that I wanted to do, but then I thought of a comedy I really wanted to do too. And it's a great underrated comedy. Like, it never gets talked about because this guy has such a catalog of greatness, you know.
It should be Jim Carrey's The Cable Guy.
That's what you want to do next?
No, I'm just kidding, but that's what I was thinking of when you were like a huge catalog of a movie that nobody talks about that they've done, you know, The Cable Guy. Because I keep thinking of comedies that I want to do, and I do eventually want to do The Cable Guy.
The next Jim Carrey movie I do will either be Liar Liar or it'll be Yes Man. Like, I loved Yes Man. I thought that shit was hilarious.
I liked it a lot more than I expected to. And
right.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
That was a good one, dude. It was so good.
So what is the one you landed on that you wanted to do next?
I want to do Death to Smoochie.
Oh my God. Yes.
I want to do Death to Smoochie.
Match me movie for movie comedy. Yes, that is one that I didn't even consider, but yes, that is a great.
Because we always talk about how much we love Robin Williams, but this is one of his most underappreciated fucking movies.
1000%.
And Edward Norton is a fucking phenomenal in this movie. I'm about to put people on game next week.
I'm glad you picked it because you told me about this movie. Because you're like, you haven't seen Death to Smoochie? Oh my God, you need. Because you were quoting it and I was laughing at the quotes. Like the rhino picture.
Oh my God, dude.
That was one of the funniest quotes I've ever heard from a movie I'd never seen.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. So I'm fucking stoked. And it'll go perfect with the movie I'm going to give you next. Because I think I landed on it. I'm like, I'm going to do it.
All right.
Yeah, Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh my God, dude. I haven't seen that in fucking forever. I probably saw that the week after the Pest, dude. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, I want to do Death to Smoochie because
I'm fucking stoked. I love. And I just bought it recently too, so.
Hell yeah. I still got mine from back in the day. I got it. So yeah, next week we're going over the smooch, man.
Is there anything else you were watching or wanted to talk about?
Oh, shout out to, I know we don't do TV a lot, but I started watching That 90s Show on Netflix.
Heard it's pretty good.
Dude, it's not the greatest. Like, the kids aren't the greatest actors, but Kitty and Red are carrying that show.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Red is fucking still batting at 1,000, and Kitty's all heart. So,
and they've been doing it for so long.
Right. Well, dude, that's the thing. They haven't done it in fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
And it was literally like we just went back over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were been there this whole time, dude. Like,
I heard without them, the show would be kind of like,
oh, it wouldn't have made it past the second episode.
Right.
Like, nobody gives a shit. They threw Ashton Kutcher, they threw Topher Grace, they threw fucking Wilmer Valderrama in there. They threw them all in there. Donna, everybody behind, obviously, and they even threw Tommy Chong in an episode, dude. I was just like, hey. You could bring all them bitches back, but without Kitty and Red, that show don't go.
100%. It is the foundation of that show. That format.
I didn't think I would enjoy it this much, but I really am enjoying it. Like,
I might have to check it out because I used to love that 70s show.
Me and my wife, that's probably the show we've watched the most, like, repeatedly.
I tried to rewatch it, but the laugh track kills me.
When we first got together, that show was in syndication on UPN, and I only had basic cable back in the day. And so we would watch 30 episodes of that shit a day because it would play from like 2 in the afternoon to like 5, and then again from like midnight to 3 in the morning, and we would watch every one of them bitches.
Wow.
Because the first ones, the ones in the afternoon, were like the early seasons when Eric and Donna first get together.
Right.
And then the late night ones were all the ones where they were like adults and like he was leaving the show and shit like that. So it was cool. We got like both sides of it. And we enjoyed the shit out of it. So when that came out, we were like, fuck, we got to watch this.
I was surprised Topher Grace came back because...
Oh, fuck. Well, it's not 2000 whatever. His career's in the fucking shitter, dude. He needs the paycheck now.
That's true. Because I heard he was kind of a dick. Apparently, supposedly, yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, I am the show.
Yeah.
It's none of you. It's me. Like, I'm the talent. And they were like, bitch, we're good too.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It started a lot of people's careers.
Yeah.
I always think about that one. I think it was it's Seth Rogen. I think it was Knocked Up. He's like, you'll be embarrassed when you realize I'm Valderrama.
I'm Wilmer Valderrama. He like throws the money and takes the 2 beers. He's like, I got punched in the ear hole doing that at the Laugh Factory.
On my comedy lineup, I might be doing Knocked Up because it's my favorite Seth Rogen, and I feel like not enough people like that one enough.
It's so good. It is so good. That movie, Knocked Up, made it like okay for me to be like, if I have a kid, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
Like before, I was like him. Like it scared the living shit out of me to think that I could make another human being.
I think that's why I like it so much, because it does have like some serious life lessons. Like things may get bad and things are scary, but it all work out.
Right. Like, you know, I saw a guy make a video one day about the song from Bob Marley, It's Gonna Be All Right. He goes, everybody thinks that song is about like things are going to get better. He goes, and that's not the message that he's telling you. He's saying that it doesn't matter what happens, it's going to be all right. Like,
yeah, exactly. No matter how bad things get, it'll all work itself out.
Like whatever's going to be is going to be. So it's kind of like he's telling you to make peace with your life, because if you're expecting everything to go according to plan, you're going to be sadly fucking mistaken.
Right.
So like, and it made me change the whole thought process on that song. So when I hear it now, it's much more calming than it used to be. It used to be just kind of like one of those songs that I'd listen to when I was stoned, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, just a good vibe to it. But like now it's kind of like a therapy when you hear it. Like, and I just thought that was a really insightful thing.
There's another song kind of like that. Charmillionaire. Chameleonaire. I would say Charmillionaire. Chameleonaire did a song.
That would actually been a better name.
Called he made a song named Rain, and it's the same concept. Like, no matter how bad things get, you know, everything's gonna be all right, kind of thing. You should check it out. It's a good song. Whenever I'm feeling like super depressed, I'll listen to that song.
I can only think of like one song that guy did. They see me rolling. They hating.
Dude, that whole album is so good.
Yeah. He was big in Texas for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before he like blew up. Got that song on the radio.
Well, he's the one that brought like Chopped and Screwed to the populace. You don't think so?
Not at all.
I think he made it popular.
3-6 Mafia. DJ Screw is the originator of music.
Well, I mean,
but
people knew about
Houston.
it.
People in Houston are the ones that got it out there in the mainstream. But yeah, DJ Screw was a local DJ in Houston, and he was from the north side of Texas, or the north side of Houston, and he put out these mixtapes, and people loved him so much because like it was a big thing, north side versus south side in Houston. Like Southsiders didn't fuck with Northsiders, but his music was so good that it made artists from the south side and the north side want to do music together. And then that's where Chopper House came from, or Swisher House, my bad. Swisher House came from. And he ended up dying, but then Michael Watts was a good friend of his. He learned how to chop and screw from him. So like, remember when Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, like Houston took over rap for about a year and a half. And the whole chopped and screwed sound, like that was the biggest it had been in years, because like I said, people used to take, when I first started hearing slowed down music, it was people that were taking like songs you never would think slowed down. Like I used to hear Slipknot fucking chopped and screwed, bro, because people would drink lean and they would listen to that shit.
Well, I used to like take R&B songs and slow them down, like Pretty Ricky. Yeah. Like getting those R&B songs and slowing them down, oh my God.
Now it's on the hotline. Yeah, dude, like I've always liked slowed down music, but it plays into the drug culture and all that, because when you drink lean, that's what music sounds like.
Well, it's like the Dread movie.
Yeah.
That's the slow-mo.
Yeah.
It's got the same concept.
But yeah, it was yeah, I liked Chameleon there. I like Houston.
Yeah.
Houston's rap. Because I still have albums like that. I have Mike Jones, who is Mike Jones. I have that chopped and screwed.
Oh, nice.
At my house. I have 2 3 6 Mafia albums chopped and screwed.
Yeah, I used to love 3 6 Mafia, but I can't listen to them these days.
Shit, I still listen to that shit.
Yeah.
I was listening to it all the way over here. Fucking loves 3 6, man. We gon' fuck her in the back of the bus and fill her nose up full of that dust. 3 6 Mafia wild on tour. I love that shit. Yeah, those guys
I
go
miss Southern rap.
Dude, you know who I used to fucking love as a kid that just like doesn't make music like that anymore? Ludacris.
Yeah.
I used to fucking love Ludacris, man. Roll out. Roll out.
Him and mine is Missy Elliott.
Oh,
like
man.
I fucking
Missy was
loved
fucking great, dude.
Missy Elliott's music.
Yeah, dude. Super freak. Yeah, dude. She was great.
She even like put out a song not too long ago, and that shit still went hard as fuck. Like she still has it.
What was that one that her and Tommy Lee did where he did the beat for her? That shit was crazy. Music makes you lose control.
Oh, yeah.
That beat is just insane, dude.
Yes.
She's great. She's great. A goat. Like I like when people ask me who's the greatest female rapper of all time. Like,
nobody brings up Missy Elliott, and they need to.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't get the shine she deserves.
Right.
Like she should be in the Hall of Fame, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Because like she changed music. That's how hard she went for a good little bit.
Her and Timberland, yeah.
Oh my God, they're together. You want to talk about magic fucking duos, man?
Right.
And you know what's weird about Timberland? Like that's how great of a music ear he has, because he's done that with 5 fucking people. Like him and Justin Timberlake have made some fucking bangers together. Like I love that first Justin Timberlake album because Timberland produced the whole fucking thing.
Well, Timberland was my favorite producer back in the day when I listened to that kind of music.
Yeah, even he's got some songs that are hard, dude.
Oh yeah, I go back and listen to his stuff.
Shit, he even made Bubba Sparks sound fucking fire, dude. Like that Deliverance song they did is fucking hard, man. I gotta hide away, boy. That shit goes hard, dude. Not It's called Deliverance, but they made the video like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Yeah.
So that's what I remember them standing in the fucking crossroads in their old timey prison uniforms. Man, that's insane, man. Music has fucking really changed over the years.
It has.
I miss the fun part of rap music.
And that's what I was thinking. Like
now it's just so gloom and doom, dude.
And they take it so serious. Like
there's still a couple guys out there that have fun with it, but not nearly as many.
Not
as
enough.
Used to be. Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that too. Like I like depressing music. Don't get me wrong, but I like fun, upbeat. Like let's fucking party music.
Right. I just can't get up at 5 a.m. and listen to fucking 13 gunshots at the beginning of your song. And we're gonna kill this motherfucker, and I'm gonna fuck his bitch, piss on his grave, and I'm just like, God damn, bro, it's 7 a.m. I can't handle that right now. Like, what happened to the love, bro?
Yeah.
You know? And Yeah, man, like certain rappers, man, like they're like, oh, they were never trusted as street dudes. I'm like, they didn't have to. They make fucking music. Like, they don't have to be fucking tough guys. Like, like I feel like Ludacris would be somebody that like you'd see at a PTA meeting now.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, he's not out there like that anymore.
Right.
But Outkast, fuck, dude, they had great
Outkast
music.
was goat.
And you know what I mean? Like they didn't really have to talk about like being badasses or any of that. Their music was just so fucking good and different that they just had to fucking show love, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, hip hop. If you hear this, man, get back to the love, man. Get back to the fun.
Actually, we'll just do it. Like me and you, we'll team up.
We're gonna save hip hop, baby. You and me. Two snowflakes. We're gonna save it together.
Right. Anyway, so next week we are doing Death to Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie, baby.
Shit, I can't fucking wait until then.
Love that fucking rhino.
Later.
Let's see y'all.